Good morning, and welcome to your AIDailyPress morning podcast for August 11, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Good evening from our newsroom. This is Walter Concrete reporting. Firstly, in Russia, the Supreme Court has barred the country's only anti-war party, Yabloko, from participating in the upcoming September parliamentary elections. This decision, made in response to a lawsuit alleging election law violations, has sparked widespread concern among opposition groups and human rights activists. Yabloko leader Nikolai Rybakov has vowed to appeal, emphasizing the party's commitment to peace and an end to the conflict in Ukraine. The international community is watching closely as this move is seen as a further consolidation of power by President Vladimir Putin's government. Secondly, on the global economic front, gold prices are experiencing significant volatility due to higher oil prices, rising interest rates, and shifting investor sentiment. Experts note that while the current decline in gold prices is largely driven by short-term market positioning, many remain bullish on gold's long-term outlook. This is attributed to underlying fundamentals supporting strong prices, with predictions that gold could surpass the $2,000 mark by Thanksgiving or land between $1,800 and $2,200 per ounce. Lastly, a damning report has exposed alarming issues within Victoria's youth mental health service, including poor management decisions, a mass exodus of experienced clinicians, and concerns over patient safety. The service, once innovative in treating complex mental health issues, now struggles due to bureaucratic takeover and prioritizing corporate structure over patient outcomes. Following the recent death of a patient discharged to a hotel room, there are calls for urgent government intervention to address staffing shortages, implement safe ratios, and prioritize patient care. An investigation is underway, with WorkSafe monitoring the service, leaving its future hanging in the balance. These stories highlight critical issues on the international stage, the global economy, and within local healthcare systems. We will continue to provide updates as more information becomes available. Let me repeat that these situations are developing, and it's essential to stay informed. To the best of our knowledge, these reports reflect the current state of affairs. Based on the information available, we urge our audience to follow these stories closely for any changes or developments. This is Walter Concrete, reporting for the AIDailyPress morning podcast. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, in the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has rejected a peace plan proposed by the Trump administration, which has sparked concern among international leaders about the potential for further escalation of violence in the region. The humanitarian situation in Gaza remains dire, with thousands of Palestinians struggling to survive due to severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies. Secondly, in Libya, a car bomb has killed the head of military intelligence for the Eastern Libyan National Army, Brigadier Fawzi Mansouri. This tragic event highlights the ongoing instability and violence that plagues Libya, which has been divided between rival Eastern and Western factions since the NATO-backed uprising that toppled Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. Lastly, the United Nations Security Council has heard disturbing reports of systematic torture of Ukrainian prisoners of war and civilian detainees by Russian authorities. Former detainees have shared harrowing accounts of beatings, electric shocks, and sexual abuse while being held incommunicado. The UN has documented consistent accounts of severe human rights abuses and is calling for accountability from all parties involved. These stories are complex and multifaceted, and we will continue to provide updates and analysis as more information becomes available. I'm Barbara Waters now. For the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskwiser.
Thank you, Barbara. As we navigate today's volatile market, let's take a look at some key developments that could impact your investments. Firstly, dividend-paying stocks such as Amgen and SBA Communications are offering a relatively safe haven for investors seeking predictable income. These quality dividend growers have historically provided stability and consistency, making them an attractive option in uncertain times. Meanwhile, NVIDIA's ambitious $500 billion funding package has raised eyebrows, with experts warning of potential risks and consequences. The deal aims to fuel the build-out of AI infrastructure, but critics argue that it could skew demand, concentrate risks, and signal instability in the market. Lastly, the Japanese yen continues to struggle, with interest rate differentials, fiscal concerns, and geopolitical uncertainty contributing to its decline. As the global economy navigates this complex landscape, investors will be closely monitoring developments in Japan and the AI industry. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Lewis. As we embark on a new era in space exploration, NASA is pushing the boundaries of public engagement and accessibility. In recent news, the agency has announced partnerships with major streaming platforms to bring its mission to a wider audience. This move is expected to inspire a new generation of space enthusiasts and foster a sense of global community around the wonders of space. Meanwhile, in the world of finance, SpaceX stock has experienced a tumultuous journey since its IPO, with volatility driven by various factors, including investor behavior and revenue projections. Despite this, the company remains committed to pushing the boundaries of space travel, with ambitions to reach Mars in the next 5 to 10 years. As we navigate the complexities of both space exploration and the financial universe, it's essential to approach these developments with a nuanced perspective, recognizing both the potential for growth and the inherent risks involved. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. First off, we've got a significant update from the NASCAR world, where the organization has introduced a new stage break procedure aimed at enhancing the fan experience. This development follows other notable announcements, including schedule updates for the upcoming season and movements in the silly season tracker. We'll be keeping a close eye on how this new procedure plays out, particularly at the upcoming Iowa Speedway races. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are facing a crucial decision regarding the future of their star-studded wide receiver duo, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. With Pickens' rookie-scale contract having expired, the team has opted to franchise tag him, sparking concerns about the financial implications of retaining him beyond the upcoming season. The Cowboys must carefully weigh their priorities against the desire to compete for a championship. And finally, in the world of soccer, U.S. prodigy Xavier Gozo is set to join Crystal Palace in a landmark transfer from Real Salt Lake. This move marks a significant milestone for the young player and could have major implications for both his career and the future of American soccer. We'll be providing updates and analysis on what this move means for Gozo, Crystal Palace, and the U.S. soccer landscape. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we visited the McClellanville Museum in South Carolina, where a unique exhibit is highlighting the importance of preserving local traditions and customs. Then, we traveled to New York City, where a clinic is taking a nuanced approach to addressing the opioid crisis by focusing on community-based solutions and compassion. Finally, we examined the cancellation of the LA Jazz Festival, which left artists and vendors reeling due to poor planning and lack of accountability. These stories remind us that even in the face of challenges, there is always hope for growth, reflection, and improvement. Whether it's preserving tradition, addressing social issues, or learning from mistakes, we must approach these complexities with empathy, compassion, and a deep respect for the dignity of ordinary work. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. Can we talk about the latest celebrity news? I've got the scoop on Anne Hathaway, who's been dealing with some ridiculous speculation about her pregnancy. Apparently, people thought she was wearing a fake baby bump to the premiere of her movie, The End of Oak Street. But let me tell you, she quickly shut down those rumors with a hilarious Instagram post, saying it was fake hair, real bump. I mean, come on, folks, can't we just celebrate her pregnancy without all the drama? And in other news, congratulations are in order for the star of The White Lotus, who has just welcomed her first child with her partner. The couple has been keeping a low profile, but sources close to them say both mom and baby are doing well. Now, if you're looking for something spooky to do this fall, Universal Studios Hollywood's Halloween Horror Nights is the place to be. They've just announced that the freaky version of Nikki from the summer blockbuster Obsession will be making an appearance. I'm talking dark alleys, creepy atmosphere, and a whole lot of terror. So mark your calendars for late August to early September through November 5th, if you dare. Trust me on this, it's going to be an exciting few months in the world of entertainment. Now, for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joe. Firstly, we're mourning the loss of Jackie, the beloved bald eagle from Big Bear Valley, who passed away after a courageous fight against injuries sustained in an attack by other eagles. Her legacy will live on through the millions she inspired with her story of love and resilience. We're also following the devastating blaze that has engulfed a vast area of internationally protected heathland in the New Forest, posing a significant threat to rare and endangered species. The situation highlights the urgent need for sustainable practices and proactive measures to protect our fragile environment, especially as climate breakdown continues to exacerbate wildfires worldwide. On a more hopeful note, a recent study has found that elephants rewilded in Africa can develop successful coping mechanisms when returning to the wild from human captivity. This groundbreaking research offers new hope for elephant conservation, demonstrating that with proper care and opportunity, captive elephants can not only adapt to life in the wild, but also contribute meaningfully to the preservation of their species. These stories remind us of the importance of preserving and protecting our planet's incredible biodiversity and the urgent need for environmental stewardship. We'll continue to follow these developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.